I hugged you a little higher, but I'll hug her.
Okay.
Now you take the knuckle and you hit it.
These are 11 women who appeared on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson between 1971 and 1990. And most people completely misunderstand why they mattered.
You are a pretty lady. You get tired of people talking about your looks and how stunning you are all the time? But you know, people can over-compliment you all the time. You get tired of it, you like it.
Well, it's nice.
Everyone remembers their beauty, but nobody talks about the power dynamics at play. Carol Wayne is where we need to start.
My next guest you saw earlier, she's our very own Matinee Lady, and she's in a movie called Scavenger Hunt. Carol Wayne.
Carol Wayne was one of the prettiest women that ever appeared on The Tonight Show. Her charming yet comedic personality added to her attractiveness.
Well, have you been watching?
I watch a certain amount of television, yeah, because I have to, you know, I'm in the business, and I check it occasionally, see what's happening.
Obviously, you didn't see me.
Well,
Or
me,
you would have
haven't-
remembered, right?
Right, I would have remembered.
Born September 6, 1942 in Chicago, Carol played the Matinee Lady in Carson's Art Fern's Tea Time movie sketches over 100 times between 1971 and 1984. And everyone remembers the tight sweaters and double entendres. But what they don't remember is that Paula Prentice originated the role in the late 1960s before Carol took over.
Yes, friends, it's our Matinee Lady.
Come to San Andreas Village Estates and get a hold of some terra firma.
And your terra is pretty firma, too.
What reveals how Carson really operated is this. When Carol Wayne passed on January 13th, 1985, at 42 years old in Manzanillo, Colima, Mexico, Carson kept Art Fern off the air for most of the following year with no public statement and no tribute episode, just silence. That's genuine grief instead of performative mourning. And I noticed this pattern with Carson where he processed loss privately while everyone else expected spectacle.
I'm the captain of the ship, and from now on, not a thing can come between us.
She was grinding through guest spots like any working actress, then became synonymous with one recurring bit that defined her career. From 1974 to 1976, she served as a regular panelist on Celebrity Sweepstakes, which gave her 3 solid years of consistent national exposure separate from Carson.
Have you met before?
Carol now?
Yeah. No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I think so.
Do I know you?
It was a weekend in Pasadena.
I can't imagine you two having met.
No,
not remember.
we haven't met, actually.
No, we haven't met.
No. But I would remember.
The single most consequential Tonight Show booking in television history happened on February 21st, 1974, when Suzanne Somers walked out to promote something nobody expected.
You look wonderful. That's a fine number.
Thank you. It's kind of a shock to your system. I've been
No, you're,
learning.
as I used to say, a striking figure of a woman. Yes, you are.
Suzanne Somers was considered one of the most beautiful women of her era due to her radiant smile, blonde, charming looks. Suzanne sat down to talk about Touch Me, the Poems of Suzanne Somers, which Nash Publishing had released in 1973 with photographs by Hank Soroyan, and she was there to discuss poetry on late-night television.
My next guest I have not met, I have seen from afar, as they said. Her name is Suzanne Somers, S-O-M-E-R-S. She's an actress and a model, and she has also written a book of poems. And we thought you might like to meet this young lady, and I'd like to meet this young lady. Would you welcome Suzanne Somers?
ABC Network President Fred Silverman happened to be watching that night after testing 3 different pilots for Three's Company and hating all the actresses, and he saw Suzanne and hired her the day before filming the 3rd pilot.
Where are you mic'd? Because we had no overhead mic. You're wearing not a voluminous costume. Is that the right word, Ed?
Yes,
voluminous?
it is, voluminous.
Couldn't you see it?
No.
Her starting salary was $3,500 per week. And here's where the mainstream story gets it completely wrong, because everyone says Suzanne destroyed her career by demanding more money. But that's not what happened.
Come on, gentlemen, please. It's a young lady's first appearance on the show. Quit acting like bunch of deviants.
I was so...
ABC offered her a $5,000 raise per episode when male co-star John Ritter was earning $50,000 per episode, and she asked for parody and got blacklisted.
I'm holding your hand right now.
Right.
And this means...
Yes?
This means glad to meet you.
Glad
Doesn't
to meet
it?
you.
Now-
No,
now
I'll
this.
show you. I'll show you what means glad to meet you, Suzanne.
Her final season got gutted down to 60-second phone call tags from her parents' house because she refused to accept being paid 1/10 of her male counterpart.
But I must say I looked rather nice myself when I was standing out there.
She built a wellness empire worth tens of millions and passed October 15th, 2023, having proven that one Tonight Show appearance could launch a 49-year career if you survive the industry trying to punish you for asking to be paid fairly. Farrah Fawcett represents something different, which is the cost of being too famous too fast. Farrah Fawcett was also one of the most beautiful women of all time due to her sun-kissed blonde hair, dazzling smile, and effortlessly glamorous and approachable beauty that defined the look of the 1970s.
You are a bowl of cream.
Thank you. I'm very happy to be here with you.
Farrah appeared multiple times, including a 1978 interview promoting somebody, her husband. And what struck me watching the footage isn't her beauty, but her visible discomfort with the entire apparatus of celebrity.
Walking along and I'll hear footsteps running behind me. It doesn't even have to be after me. It could be after a dog or after something. And I kind of now turn and look around because, yes, I was very frightened.
I hardly think if you hear footsteps behind you, they're after a dog.
She discussed painting with different body parts to create art focused on movement and energy, and she described it as one of the best things she'd ever done, while most interviewers would have turned that into innuendo, but Carson just listened.
You're so funny.
Wasn't that great?
Yes,
Wasn't that lovely?
both of you.
Nice to see you.
You're...
Then I knock on the door to say hi, and you were graciously let me in. I'm sorry.
A sarong
Got
towel.
a little towel around your something
Yes.
And here's the specific detail everyone ignores. Farrah never actually signed her contract with Aaron Spelling's production company for Charlie's Angels, which is why the legal battles over merchandise royalties dragged on for years. She left the show after one season and Spelling sued, and the case centered on whether an unsigned contract could bind someone to merchandising rights for a character they portrayed.
They really cared about that, didn't they?
They didn't care.
They want to put you in
That's
nice
exactly
look.
what they
They want to
did.
put you in nice looking outfits and look at
That's right.
you.
When Farrah passed June 25th, 2009 at 62, her estate was valued at $4.5 million with a specific breakdown that tells you everything.
I just thought I was home watching on TV.
Did you?
I didn't have to answer.
No, you're here now. You're part of this.
Most assets went into a living trust for her son, Redmond O'Neill, to cover health care and rehabilitation expenses. $500,000 to her nephew, Gregory Walls. $500,000 to her father, James Fawcett. And $100,000 to her college boyfriend, Gregory Lott.
I haven't seen you for a while. You look, as they say, smashing.
Thank you.
You really do.
Thank you.
Yeah.
An Andy Warhol portrait of Farrah became the subject of a separate lawsuit until a Los Angeles court ruled in December 2013 that the painting belonged to Ryan O'Neal, who claimed Farrah had given it to him as a gift. The only woman who completely rattled Johnny Carson was Audrey Hepburn, and the date was March 30th, 1976.
She was a superstar, I think, before that word was used out here in Hollywood, and she's really kind of been away from the screen for about 8 years. But if you've seen any of her pictures, she's an incredible actress. And would you believe I'm a little nervous?
Yes.
Really? Would you welcome, please? It's Audrey Hepburn.
Audrey Hepburn is actually very underrated for her beauty. She was so beautiful due to her delicate, doe-eyed elegance and timeless sophistication that combined classic beauty with an ethereal, almost fairy tale quality that transcended conventional Hollywood glamour.
This is the first time she's been on the show. And would you believe I'm a little nervous?
Yes.
Really? What?
It's kind of very, very special.
She's a special lady.
She's delicate.
Not you. Yes, that's the word I was going to use.
Delicate.
Delicate.
Audrey appeared to promote Robin and Marion with Sean Connery when she was 46 years old and had appeared in only 3 films since 1967, making Robin and Marion her 4th.
Reminds me of my days in Nebraska when we used to go out in the wheat fields.
But you know,
Not quite as romantic as that, unfortunately. Nevertheless, we went into the wheat fields.
that part of the country looks like Nebraska. Where you saw the wheat fields.
Yeah.
The miles and miles of wheat.
It's
Nothing
comfy
else.
out there.
Story.
Real comfy. Cornfields are bad. Wheat fields are nice.
During a 1987 episode with Betty White, Carson admitted on camera that Audrey Hepburn completely unnerved him with his exact description being very proper, but not aloof. And he said he didn't know how to handle the situation and blamed her for making him upset and excited.
As I told you, I was a little nervous having Audrey here today, and I was trying to think of Robin Hood.
Robin
I'm
Bow
much
and
more
Arrow.
nervous than you.
No, and I couldn't think
You're
of...
used to this, I'm not.
I'm not
Imagine
used to
how
having
I
you
feel.
here, though. How do you feel, really?
Huh? Your hands are cold, so am I.
I've watched that 1976 interview 3 times, and Carson, who'd interviewed thousands of celebrities across 14 years by that point, visibly struggles to find his rhythm.
Yeah.
Real style. Lovely lady.
Classy lady.
She was terribly nervous tonight, but so was I.
Audrey talked about fitting future film roles between her UNICEF work and shared a memory about tulips becoming the national flower of the Netherlands and feeling connected to them since childhood. But the interview runs shorter than typical guest segments because Carson couldn't extend it after losing his usual control.
See, right here, she's a very sexy lady.
And that's what I'm talking about.
Most people think Carson was unflappable, but he wasn't. And what he was actually a master at was hiding discomfort.
Right?
You looked super last night.
Yeah.
You really did. I must...
Audrey Hepburn exposed the limits of his interviewing technique when faced with someone operating on a completely different frequency than everyone else who sat in that chair. Number 5 is Catherine Deneuve. Catherine Deneuve was considered very pretty due to her cool porcelain skin perfection, ice blonde elegance, and aristocratic features.
A woman into her 40s sometimes reaches her peak, and for a man, it's Friday afternoon. Never.
Catherine Deneuve appeared February 24th, 1981, alongside Carl Reiner, who joked that Carson represented a great role model for dating couples, and he and Deneuve traded quips about aging. What I mean about power dynamics is this. Deneuve was French cinema royalty, and Carson was American television royalty, and neither could fully dominate the conversation because they operated in separate cultural spheres. The result was genuine conversation instead of the usual promotional transaction where the host controls everything. Number 6 is Angie Dickinson.
She's an extremely talented actress. Beautiful. Miss Angie Dickinson.
Angie Dickinson was also one of the most beautiful women of her era due to her sultry yet sophisticated looks, captivating smile, combining classic Hollywood beauty with a modern, independent edge.
Would you like to be called cute?
Well, I'd take it over a few others, but I prefer, but cute is one of your, did I get out of that one?
Yeah, you're getting out of it.
Cute's one of your, you are cute, sorry.
Oh, that's nice, thank you.
Angie Dickinson walked onto the set January 2nd, 1986, and engaged in what observers described as outrageous flirting, denying rumors linking her to Julio Iglesias while leaning close and acting sweet and cozy toward Carson.
Why do you play tennis?
Because your eyes are so green.
Where did that come from?
I'm not listening to anything you're saying, I'm just looking at your pretty eyes.
She reminded Carson they weren't strangers and they had history beyond the cameras, which changed the entire dynamic of the interview.
What do you
Want to play a little?
Women are... I never play cards with women. Women always say, what are these two ones with wearing the crowns?
Angie's film career included Ocean's 11 in 1960, Pretty Maids All in a Row in 1971, and Dressed to... in 1980, bringing legitimate movie star energy to late-night television at a moment when the format was shifting toward younger, television-based celebrities.
And I enjoy flirting with you.
Yeah, your eyes are brown. You have nice brown eyes.
Thank you, but I do. You're fun to flirt with because you respond.
Her appearance highlighted the generational transition happening in entertainment, where old Hollywood was making way for a new guard. The next most pretty woman is Dyan Cannon.
She's also very pretty, and she's starring in a syndicated miniseries called Jenny's.
Dyan Cannon was considered one of the most pretty women that ever appeared on The Tonight Show because of her vivacious energy, her smile, and striking combination of blonde, curly hair with mischievous charm that made her both glamorous and irresistibly fun.
Hi, sweetheart.
Ah, sure, sweetheart, now.
You want to know something?
Sure, now it's sweetheart.
What do you mean now it's sweetheart?
Well, now that you're married, sure, now.
It's interesting because even your introduction to me was much cooler than it usually is, Johnny.
Dyan Cannon dated Johnny Carson, and on October 25th, 1985, they appeared together and engaged in heavy, on-air flirting while reminiscing about their relationship in a way that would never happen on television today.
After the second time I was with him, I called my mom and dad and said, this is it. I'm going to be with this man for as long as I live.
Look, can I ask you something without getting too intimate? How do you know after, I mean, we'd gone out a couple of times, right?
Diane had been married to Cary Grant from July 22nd, 1965 to March 21st, 1968. And later interviews reveal she described her relationship with Carson as deeply intimate on an emotional level, though never physical, calling it a true love affair built on real love.
See, there's the difference right there. And I didn't see you running to the phone to call Mom and Dad after we went out a couple times. What was there about this fella?
That was different than you?
Yeah.
The comparison she made reveals everything about Carson's appeal because she said Carson was approachable and people interacted with him like family, and she believed nobody was as big a star as Carson. Cary Grant was an enigma where people hesitated to approach him, creating a completely different kind of fame.
You look great.
I feel so good.
Do you really?
During her appearances, Diane discussed how going through a separation with Grant made her frightened to change anything in her life, showing vulnerability while simultaneously managing her public image.
You don't say congratulations to the bride, do you? You're supposed to congratulate the groom, you see, for making the catch.
But that's what you're supposed to say. What do you feel like saying?
Why did you do it?
I used to think these interviews were just celebrities promoting projects, but that's surface-level analysis. And because what was really happening was negotiations of public persona conducted under the guise of casual conversation. Dyan Cannon revealed genuine emotion about past relationships while managing her public image as a desirable, emotionally available actress, which is advanced media strategy disguised as girl talk. Number 8 is Bo Derek.
You are a pretty lady. You get tired of people talking about your looks and how stunning you are all the time? But you know, people can over-compliment you all the time. Do you get tired or do you like it?
Well, it's nice.
Yeah.
I don't see that many people.
Can I get in a chair with you?
The beauty and attractiveness of Bo Derek was directly complimented by Johnny Carson himself on air during the interview. Bo Derek was considered beautiful and attractive because of her stunning athletic figure and flawless sun-bronzed skin.
But what would determine my rating? Possibly a 10. See, now I got it. 10.5.
Bo Derek discussed the film 10 during a 1979 Tonight Show appearance, specifically addressing filming scenes without clothing. And she returned June 28, 1984, when Joan Rivers was permanent guest host. Bo represented the 80s standard of glamour with less classical Hollywood and more California beach aesthetic taking over the culture. Number 9, Doris Day.
I've been a fan of hers ever since I first heard her first record she ever made come out. And She's probably the best-known one of the best-known entertainers in the entire world through her singing and her television show. Would you welcome, please, Miss Doris Day?
The reason Doris Day was considered a very beautiful woman due to her wholesome, girl-next-door radiance, sparkling blue eyes that embodied an all-American freshness and optimism that made her both approachable and enchanting.
Sure, we're going to raise our children.
Yeah.
Yes, we will.
I've got you tonight.
I'm certainly hope so.
I know what you've been saying.
Doris Day appeared on the show during the 70s with single episode visits in 1973, 1974, and 1975, representing mid-century Hollywood royalty returning to the public eye. An NBC photograph from September 2nd, 1974, captured her on set with Carson, and media materials reference a widely discussed first appearance on January 16th, 1976, that audiences still remember today.
Probably meant all these years that your pad or mine. That's all I said.
I'm making little eyes at you.
Little eyes, huh?
Yeah, that's trouble.
Was that trouble?
Mm-hmm.
Day had built her career as both an iconic singer and actress through the 40s, 50s, and 60s, and in her appearances on Carson's show, demonstrated the program's capacity to maintain connection with traditional Hollywood legends, while simultaneously reflecting shifting values in contemporary popular culture.
Does he give you the name? I know you go by a lot of nicknames. I didn't know what he calls you Clara Bixby.
Clara Bixby
And you've been
is
called
one of
Dodo,
mine.
was one of the other nicknames.
And Susie Cream Cheese.
Yeah.
What made her visits noteworthy was the contrast between her wholesome America's sweetheart image from films like Pillow Talk and the more casual, informal energy of late-night television in the 70s. And Carson navigated that gap by treating her with genuine respect instead of trying to modernize or update her persona. Next is Diane Lane.
How come you kissed him and you didn't kiss me? I mean, I
don't have any reason for that, I'm sorry.
Too much attraction going on between us and she didn't feel comfortable.
Diane Lane was also one of the prettiest women in Hollywood due to her timeless, classic features, expressive eyes, and natural elegance that allowed her to age gracefully while maintaining a luminous beauty that worked equally well in both youthful and mature roles.
Are you about to, can I guess your age? You gotta be 17, 18, 19. A great guess, isn't it?
Good, yeah. Boy, you really like to narrow things down.
Well, you get out of high school, you're about that age.
18.
Yeah.
Diane Lane appeared in 1983 to discuss her 18th birthday and Rumblefish, then returned April 3rd, 1990, when Jay Leno guest hosted, which means she was navigating the transition from teen actress to adult roles in real time. Born in 1965, she was 18 in 1983 and 25 by 1990, and decades later, she'd earned an Academy Award nomination for Unfaithful in 2002 at age 37. Number 11. Loni Anderson.
How are you?
I'm fine.
Yeah, you sure are an attractive thing.
Thank you very much.
You really are.
I would say Loni Anderson was the most beautiful woman that ever came on The Tonight Show. In my opinion, her charm and beauty cannot be matched by any other woman. She had that divine beauty with her gorgeous smile and platinum blonde hair. Carson himself couldn't resist and kissed her on air.
I hugged you a little higher, but I'll hug her.
Okay.
Now,
Okay.
What?
are you right-handed? Doesn't matter, but so they will see. Now you take the knuckle and you hit it.
Loni Anderson appeared October 4th, 1985, to discuss cooking beef stroganoff for Burt Reynolds. And her exact story was that the first meal she made for Burt was a total disaster because she went all out creating this massive meal without knowing his dietary preferences.
The very first meal I made for him was a total disaster because I didn't know him very well, and I made mushrooms, escargot, duck à l'orange with wild rice, and a cheesecake. He hates mushrooms, he will not eat rice, and he was hypoglycemic at the time and couldn't eat any sweets of any kind.
Burt Reynolds appeared on The Tonight Show 61 times and discussed their 5-year romance on air during a November 4th, 1986 episode. And he was famous for physical comedy with Carson, including squirting whipped cream down Carson's trousers.
Why don't you just, ask me out to dinner tonight?
In other words, if we were doing a scene?
Yes.
That's
Think of my motivation here. My motivation, of course, is I want to get through dinner and get you into my room. Right, so I'm thinking ahead past it.
What nobody talks about is that Loni Anderson's appearance came during the peak of her relationship with Reynolds, and within 8 years, they'd be going through a highly publicized split.
I'd like to have dinner with you very much tonight.
Oh, I'd like that, as long as I can stay over for breakfast in bed.
She was managing her public image as the domestic cooking-obsessed girlfriend on national television while navigating a relationship that would eventually collapse under media scrutiny and personal incompatibility.
Thank you.
Don't you look pretty tonight?
Thank you very much.
Now, let me connect these stories to the larger pattern everyone misses about what was really happening. The Tonight Show from 1971 to 1990 operated as the primary gatekeeper for female celebrity in American culture, where Carson's approval determined whether America would accept you, and his disapproval could stall a career. The show pulled between 11 and 16 million viewers nightly during this period, and no social media existed to bypass traditional gatekeepers with no podcasts and no YouTube, which meant you had 3 major networks, and Carson controlled the most valuable platform. Early 70s appearances balanced stylized comedy and created tension between high culture sophistication and informal talk show format. But by the mid-80s, the environment shifted toward personal disclosure, where domestic details and romantic histories and intimate conversations became public performance. I've studied dozens of these interviews, and the transformation is measurable in specific ways. In 1974, Suzanne Somers promoted poetry for approximately 8 minutes. But in 1985, Dyan Cannon discussed her emotional relationship with Carson and Cary Grant for over 12 minutes. The format evolved from promotional transaction to emotional revelation as the primary currency of celebrity, which fundamentally changed what audiences expected from these appearances. Most analysis focuses on Carson's interviewing skill, but that's backward, because the real story is how women navigated the most powerful platform in entertainment, while managing beauty standards and career ambitions and personal relationships under national scrutiny.